On already a really sweet Viper wall that's going to help them get some market control. It's going to be a fist fight for B main control and potentially a split to B later.
And already we're seeing some early aggression from Koi over to B main.
What is that?
cNed through the smoke. Now that's the first kill of VCT EMEA 2023, everybody.
cNed kicks it off. These two teams playing, yeah, for the season, playing for everything, but also for the first win in the Coliseum. It's going to be a lot of fun as Wolfen tries to fight a little bit into A main. NAVI are still spread out. They've got the numbers advantage. Now they can try to collect themselves and maybe broach their way into a split A hit.
Yeah, quite a pivot already now towards this A site. Obviously, there's two players holding out onto short, but it's some early impact. Just Wolfen not afraid to take these fights. Oh, and this could be quite impactful. Caught with his pants down. That's the first pick going their way, but obviously traded, leaving starxo to fend for this A site alone, which he does end up falling, putting NAVI in the front seat. koldamenta by himself, trying to find some kills, but up against the three, it's just too damn difficult. NAVI with first blood.
NAVI
lock in, but not against each other, right?
Right.
Obviously, Koi, we've only seen them play one match, which you can't blame them for dropping against NRG, right? Previous Optic Core, some of the best, well, one of the best teams in the entire world.
Tough competition for sure.
But Navi had a quite deep run.
Yeah, they absolutely did, and eventually falling to Fnatic.
Who won the entire thing.
Who won the entire thing? That's the only team they could lose to, so
exactly.
They've got a lot to say for themselves, I think, a lot to sort of play for. Again, this is that similar Viper wall, and I think from Navi, what we're going to see a lot on their defensive side, once again, trying to play through this wall, maybe get a flash later on after the info you gather from Wingman. The mosh pit and the C4, the fragment from KO, there's nowhere to go. That's a nasty combo.
Doesn't get more uncomfortable than that, that's for sure. Sheydos loses his head as cNed is able to rip it apart very early. But of course, with one defending the sites and of course lesser weaponry on Koi, you can't expect too much from him, apart from maybe some damage that the shorty can perhaps do, and that's what starxo looking for, entering the smoke. cNed putting him to bed, and I'm pretty sure that's all she wrote.
Should be pretty short work here. Honestly, the one thing I'm wondering with this Navi comp is they do lack a little bit in terms of the overall information, right? They do have some tools, but they don't have that typical...
He was able to, well, he picked it up once, right? He used it in mid, didn't find anyone, couldn't kind of capitalize on that with a push, and then didn't get a chance to use it over in B due to the collapse from starxo and trexx.
Made things really tough for them. Navi repeating some of this A main early aggression we saw once before. I do like mixing up the way they fight, especially because if that aggro play were to come in from bottom mid again, that could be really, really punishing. Not just not having the smoke bottom mid, but also not having the darts to clear things away. Because of it, they've seeded tree almost completely.
Yeah, this is a lot of pressure.
Oh, quick flank though, look at Wolfen!
Oh my goodness, they're coming in quickly, but there might not even be needing them. Wolfen with two, cNed putting him to his grave, but is that good enough? Onto the site, they have to deal with trexx. Now quickly traded, but Zyppan is alone, and he's only got a sheriff. What a collapse from Koi. What a quick move from Wolfen. Look, big change of pace for them for sure. cNed takes charge of the side. Oh, uncomfortable. Ends up low. And it's Taro to end up killing off cNed. Trexx picks up one as well. Navi on the hot seat with only 3 against the 5 of Koi.
And SUYGETSU is playing A main, so they're not actually going to use the ultimate here. No pit. Try and lock it down. Actually, he's going to come out now, but the retake's already in progress.
The Viper's pick comes in very, very late, which leaves Shao to try and do this all by himself. Up against 3, but impossible. And it's the bot that is the MVP of that round.
Absolutely. To go for it if they want.
That's exactly what they've done. No more, no command available.
Here
the lockdown drops, and look at cNed, he's pushing together with Zyppan, and they'll be able to take it down, but they don't want to show their position, not just yet. Peeking out through logs, it's koldamenta and Sheydos to win off the clutch.
Sheydos in the clutch is just unbeatable. Who is this man? Even gonna funnel him the orb right here as well. He's just gonna kill the enemy offer. We have full faith in him to do it. Hard to judge him too harshly for that one.
Ooh, Wolfen. He's just comfortable enough to push through mid like that. Of course, he had the support from short, but how it worked out, I have no clue. Navi now entering the B site. cNed trying to pull his team in with him, but he dies before his team has a chance to cross through that smoke. Sheydos just really picking them up. Oh, and he's just picking them up one by one. Koi end off the half, 8-4.
Possible.
Yeah, mosh pit dropping, that's going to delay, but with a dash, he's left Wolfen to pass by. cNed with behind the smoke, somehow is able to stay alive. His angel really, saving him. 3v3, cNed into his own smoke, comes out of it, trexx there to receive him. And just like that, Zyppan and SUYGETSU on the conversion, trying to get here quickly. But if you look at Koi's health, they're not that healthy. Could be picked up easily.
Yeah, they could do a lot of damage here. No flashes for Zyppan to get into the fight, so it's going to be all about the guns. And switching over to the Frenzy is perfect, especially on how low these players are. SUYGETSU has to be able to find starxo. But will he clear left instead of right? That's the gamble he has to take. I love that they're grouping together.
Yeah, they're going to move it together, that's for sure. starxo with the first one just swings by Ferrari peak. Zyppan not really anticipated to be in that position, but the double stack up there from Koi allows them to pick up the second.
But here you have it, right? You're not getting fought in A main, so they're just trying to set up for the attack. And it comes in at 110 because they didn't use that cooldown right off the rep.
They're moving in quickly, that's for sure. Zyppan within the smoke, though, is trying to surprise koldamenta, making sure he's no more. Koi, for the first time in a while, are winning out on these first strikes and do not want Zyppan to be alive for it.
Absolutely perfect. Contact up through A main and then burst out onto the site. Don't let the util players bust out the mollies in their hands and throw it in. You just catch them completely off guard.
For NAVI, they've got an Uno reverse card. They've got cNed and Shao, apparently. This is far from done. This is far from over. Dash from cNed, trying to bait out Koi's position. Spray downs. Maybe when they reload, NAVI will choose to push in. cNed walking a little bit further forward, his teammate right behind him. All of them from heaven. Breaking the eye. On a bit further, trexx and Sheydos peek simultaneously. And it's all down to Shao. They know exactly where he is, they know exactly what he's doing, and they are patient to peek at the right moment. From short, you can't enter from main. Good luck with that.
But they have 50 seconds now. The time is there. It's not, though, as Angel and Zyppan shred.
And when the utility's obsolete, there are guns there to stop you. SUYGETSU in the corner to 50 points of health. Brings out the classic. Angel's there to help, though. The captain is here to stop them. Sheydos doubles up. And there's a grand opportunity for Koi to bring it right back up. Lockdown available. Thrasher thrown. Trexx, he's in big trouble. cNed shut him down. And it's down to Shao. Alone. Lockdown tries to kill off Trexx, but Trexx has got his number. Map number 1 goes to Koi.
Over here on the pistol, not all the utility in the world to dump it down, but you
no,
can see
Angel.
he's just getting destroyed.
And so is Angel at that point, but somehow still alive. He got blinded, he got spotted, and he had nades thrown at him, but he's still standing, and that's the important part. He can still delay this push.
Yeah, the spike is just completely trapped on site as well. You can't really bail out. The door was opened, I believe, for these two players to work into the B site.
Well, if koldamenta is able to push from B onto C, that would be quite a crunch. They're waiting for it to happen. But he's going to have to face up against Zyppan. But Zyppan is hiding out. He's not going to spot it. Will he be able to surprise him? SUYGETSU able to pick it up in the end. Koi with only 2 players remaining, but it's SUYGETSU's turret to do it again. Trexx has to drop, and NAVI with first blood. Yeah, and he'll be able to go into what he enjoys most, and that is shooting off heads. Zyppan, the first contact with the Guardian, will get switched off, which means it is a potential weapon to be picked up here from Koi, giving them more chances, but they've run the clock dry for yet another time, even if it's on a different frontier. koldamenta, they've actually put Koi right back on our radar because this A site is open and exactly where the spike can go down.
Yeah, they're able to get the plant too. 3 versus 3, not impossible by any means with a couple of sheriffs and the Guardian that Sheydos has been able to secure.
Angel softened up. Still some utility available for Koi. Not able to spot out Sheydos.
koldamenta, look at this super late flank into spawn, but losing a player on site, it could be too late.
It's going to take so long for him to get there. The spike isn't being touched just yet. Will they be touching it again? They know.
Through a Viper, the rotations, it gets really challenging.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure thrown at you, and you have to deal with it all, and it all takes time. I think that's the main, my main point of this. We're seeing, obviously, the value of Shao throwing over his utility. But of course, this push into the C site is what they're heading for.
Get out of there!
Nano Swarm, that takes up quite a crunch on Trexx.
Yeah, if you're a Killjoy player, go ahead and just screenshot the minimap next round and learn where he puts all these volleys, because they are so brutal. There's no room, and it's actually forced Koi to pivot away from the C site. Even with the util down, they're going to move into B now, but there's an alarm there, and Zyppan has another flash. Actually, no, the flash has been used, so no way to fight through the smoke. Sheydos finds 2.
He does find 2, and that clearly accesses them this B site. Now moving into it, NAVI, they've only got 2 to deal with this. Now, I wouldn't expect them to hold back. This is definitely an attempt they're going to go for. So let's see if cNed is able to find some magic here. Not against starxo, that is. And Shao Have to walk through. starxo's there and waiting yet again, but receives a bullet between the eyes. And vice versa for Shao. Both the alarm bot and the Aldron were used, but the Aldron was able to stay alive to clear out the site, so trexx can move in quickly. That guarantees them the site. Together with the Rolling Thunder, cNed attempts the impossible and ends up paying for it. Zyppan and Angel trying to bring things back. They're in trouble. They're surrounding the site, but Koi are pushing themselves. They lose a lot of players in the process, so he gets through within the midst of it. He's low, but he picks up another one! How does he even do that? Wolfen, up against the 3 now, on the hot seat, snake bite to his feet, gets burnt alive. But again, Koi, the game plan wasn't B, it was C all along. Maybe to try and bait out, the C plays out into the open, but still, that doesn't even matter. starxo through the smoke, excuse me, things are even. 4v4, 50 seconds, and Koi still haven't changed their position.
Oh, the ult back onto site, gonna clear around bend.
Such a good clear. They know the backside is for the taking, and the rest of the team can move on, but they need to clear it quickly. starxo looking to move forwards. Navi playing with very close quarters here, very thin margins. Shao able to keep his team on top, but look at starxo, he's doing some damage. Shao in and out of the battle has done his job. With the lockdown being procced, they have the safety of the site.
But again, you see down numbers, you must fight forward. That's the teleport from starxo to try and find something. The initial kill doesn't go his way.
Not impossible for Koi, even though they're down with numbers. But they find themselves good positions.
Oh,
Lockdown and response. This is tough. It's not even pardoned for long. They need to take the fight. koldamenta. That's one. That's two! But he's out in the open! Does not expect Zyppan there, and that is not...
One from Koi, actually. Let's just see. Into the middle of the site to scout out, and that actually tells them the killjoy setup's here, but they get through pretty fine.
Do they, though? Because Shao's already taken one down. Lockdown is available, so they don't quite have the comfort of putting the spike down.
The paint shells broke
the lockdown. Brilliant play, Lee. The paint shells.
Now, this initial kill, wow, another util kill from trexx. That's just absolutely nuts. Now, ulting out from the Omen. cNed is here with the team for the quick retake.
And a different setup now for the post plant. They're going to play out from long, try to deny the spike diffusal, but this gives a lot of space for Navi to move in.
It is planted for Koi to play here from Mound. They have at least one molly, maybe two, onto the spike as well. Seekers are going to do a good job clearing away the close angles, but the far ones are still a problem.
Seekers are out. They're figuring out the play now from Koi. koldamenta the back of the site, yet to be cleared. That's spending a lot of time for Navi. They've only just picked it up, and trexx is able to trade it right back out. Paint shells onto the spike. Zyppan has to move out of it. He's touched it, but he can't stick it. And now they touch it once again. trexx sprays in that direction. It's being diffused. It's being diffused. It's being diffused, and nobody's able to stop it. Ninja defuse by cNed.
That's it down.
And also, koldamenta can't die. He's got an headshot. Oh, I felt the caster's curse right through my bones there. He's at 5 points of health. Angel trying to stay alive. He's able to sidestep it. Gets a lot of attacks, which gives information from Sheydos to move forwards, but ends up falling either way. But Navi are just on the case. starxo trying to give his team a chance to move into this. But still, starxo in the smoke. Can be deadly, but he's alone. Shorty. Oh, valiant effort, but cNed has got that underlocking key.
Yeah, cNed with the goop. My guy, how did you lose that fight? You're supposed to see them, and they're not really supposed to see you.
trexx steps up. I think he heard the criticism of the previous half, and now stepping up to the plate. Another kill going his way. Now, A-site sort of opened up, and I feel like Koi are happy to give this land over. Obviously, with the numbers, they're a little bit more comfortable to play the retake here.
Yeah, ooh, this wall. I'm pretty sure that wall is meant to block off Heaven right there. Maybe a little bit low. Angel just trying to see if he can find one kill. Because literally the way Koi is playing, again, this has been a constant back to ascent. When they get numbers on defense, they play very heads up D. Grouping up together, being in positions where they can trade one another, abandoning the site. Doesn't matter if Navi plant the spike right here. Yeah, you know, maybe you deny him an orb, maybe you deny him a little bit of money, but realistically, Koi are playing for round wins here. That's the only thing that matters.
And they read into exactly what Navi wanted to do there. Cause pressure onto Koi on the post-plant setup, but no, that doesn't even end up happening. Wolfen is good to hold on, and trexx triples up. Shao, the only man standing, and pretty much hoping for a dream at this point. Give it a spray across, find some low players, but that shall not happen. A flawless pistol round to get Koi started off well on the second half.
Yeah, that's that. But there's only one person immediately here.
Oh, this paranoia. Oh, catches all 5 of them. And simple pickies for starxo. The rest of them fall behind the smoke. But again, Koi comfortable. Very comfortable. Just hold back, stay chill.
It's kind of sad that smoke, I think, actually cost starxo a kill or two. Obviously, going for it is the right call, just for the extra stall, and now they're moving into killjoy util. This is not fun.
Clean, very clean. Could it be two simultaneous? Well, one after the other, flawless rounds. Yeah, it's going to be just that. Now on this Logitech power-up round. koldamenta through.
Nice.
Shao deals with him. Still, Navi on the site, they look comfortable, but they're falling right back to play with setups.
Yeah, they've got so much post-plant utility. Also the forward positions from cNed. And Shao could be massive here. You don't expect him there.
So
Playing with the verticality, and he gets a second!
cNed delivers. Sheydos eventually take him down. But he's done all the damage necessary. Now with the post-plant setup that Navi have, it's just near impossible. Nanoswarm delaying even further. Trexx trying to find his entry here, trying to find a way into this. But it's just not that easy. Navi with a first card. Angel, even though he's paranoid, just walks through, presses trigger 1, presses W, he's into the site, and he's let his entire team move into that as well.
Ooh. starxo, just a pixel he's able to hide in.
Planted.
Not that it'll mean the end of the world, and the spike has been playing with 5 players alive. That is huge!
But look at this, Koi is starting to win out on the trades. Angel gets 1, drops, but Koi on top of this, on top of the action, but they need to get the spike defuse. Trexx delivering once again for SUYGETSU. Yes, he's got nanoswarms. Yes, he can shoot upon Wolfen, but he's being rained upon by players. And Koi will be able to get the defuse and get the dub as well.
For a moment, you thought maybe it can happen, but nah, Trexx is going to shut that down immediately. He's been unleashed, I think, a little bit on the Rays, had the ability for the fast retake to come in, because you don't have to commit multiple members physically onto the site.
Wingman is shining here. He's a 6th player of Navi. But can the rest of the team follow it up here? Wolfen, look how far he's pushing. cNed, oh, he's able to strafe away from that, but no running away from Trex's showstopper. Zyppan into
the lockdown.
Fight. But no, the look at the lockdown has to run away from it. Wolfen is detained, which means it's a 2v3 fight for a while. And will Navi be able to take advantage of this? Zyppan might as well do that. Sheydos delivering smoke.
He's defusing.
Defusal. It's diffused halfway, but they take the fight in the end, and they come up on top. Koi, they've made the... We saw 2 defensive, aggressive Rolling Thunders this game. And you can definitely see how much impact it has when you have info on the push.
Ooh. They're playing quiet for control here, and it's punished.
Faking out the long hold of a poison cloud. Still, Trexx alive. Can he hold on? The 18-year-old battling out for his life, but he's been able to hold it out.
Navi have to act quickly. Look at this ultimate. cNed went straight into the middle of A site, but they still have to get past Sheydos here.
They're definitely switching up the pace here. 2 different corners that Sheydos had to deal with and couldn't quite get there. starxo now alone. Navi are winning the trades finally, and they're actually going to put themselves on map point.
The timing on the swing there, too, punishing Sheydos was perfect. That angle, a really tough one to be in. Maybe fightable if the enemy team misplays, but not Navi. They have locked it down. And it's going to be them on match point, even after Koi carried so much momentum throughout this half. Navi have been able to stabilize.
Being able to stop that tempo from increasing from Koi was so important.
Yeah, 2 rounds in a row, right? The previous one, it was the breach ult, right, that didn't end up paying off quite as much as you wanted it to. And then right there, kind of a unique attempt from Koi, just creeping up A main, as opposed to unloading so much utility that you would normally see to control over towards Rubble. And I kind of like the idea as an off strategy, but it ends up getting punished, and Navi are going to have to try and replicate some of this success moving into the NAVI. Man, didn't look like the pen was happening on that. The attempt was made nonetheless.
You can actually feel the pressure mounting.
Oh, Wingman got shot. That's actually really big. Now they have to fight on site, and Angel falls.
And with the aftershock, you can't quite get to it. And when you're out into the open, you're in the mercy of Trexx.
koldamenta still has ultimate too. They're all gonna just try to shut it down. They're shorty
with a shorty!
What?
And he gets it! koldamenta, being alive, uses Hunted Fury, and they've done so much. Navi on a difficult spot. 1 player remaining. Zyppan cannot do it. And we're going to OT, 2nd map of these.
And Navi, it is stolen away from them. Navi have to fight again into our 37th round. And there's no time to breathe either. The timeouts have been used up.
No, that's it. On the clock, with what you know, adapting on the fly. Having the nerves to deal with a situation, even when the pressure is at its peak.
Koi have identified how they want to play out the rest of these attacking rounds. Pretty quiet into B, just using the drone, maybe seeing if they can bite or bait out any of the Killjoy utility. Meanwhile, they just left Trexx Rubble every single round, as long as I can remember.
Right here.
Which, to be fair, goes back to like round 31.
Yeah.
I do not have much RAM with me anymore. These teams are working on all they've got, and Trexx just gets a little bit of poke.
Get him.
Navi actually can pressure this. Trailblazer, Paranoia, cNed's going for this. Trexx able to skate away, but not for long. cNed's on this case, while the rest of his team moves into the B side.
They spent so much on to B, now it comes down to control of Link.
starxo!
Unbelievable. SUYGETSU Angel, what can you do now? Working down into bit, absolutely nothing. Sheydos is there.
Times 1 round away from this first series of VCT
Oh,
EMEA
they're going quick.
in their bag. They're going fast, they're going quick. starxo is the first
no.
shot, but it doesn't matter because he retaliates. 2 kills for him, Navi none in return.
Navi gambled everything on the fast C hit, and look at this, into spawn, trexx for the first time ever, looking for a flank.
And Navi, they're under pressure. They're not thinking straight. They're not looking behind them. Oh, but SUYGETSU, he saves the day. Maybe there's a chance. There's 1 minute. They need to collect themselves.
Yeah, but the spike is still stuck backside on C. It's a numbers disadvantage. There's util thrown into the smoke.
There's a thinking game here. Do you play time? Do you rotate around? Do you make Koi have more question marks around the map? Try to spread them out a bit.
If you give them any more time, though, Sheydos is going to have the fault line ready, and then you're carved up here in this choke point. They have to act now. They have to act quickly.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Oh, they gave too much.
Available. Sheydos delivers. Navi scratching their head on this one. 30 seconds to try and figure this one out, but it's a difficult puzzle.
They have to go. The smoke is in their way, though. They have nothing to fight their way back on through with. No cooldowns, absolute zilch.
This victory will hit different, I swear. starxo. They're ready. The hero of today's show. Koi have done it!